Hello and welcome everyone to the D1 stream here from Silverstone. I'm joined by Stare,
Hello, everyone.
and we gotta prepare a few things, so you can do the entertaining for me now.
Of course, well, not for entertaining as much, but we just have a nice race ahead of us. We were gonna be missing Death Star and Tom from the top side of the leaderboard. So maybe it will be a chance for Grizzler to catch up to Death Star because he's 10 points behind him, and maybe even get a lead on him. Behind KJ will also really want to capitalize on Death Star and Tom's missing. So I think we can have a pretty entertaining race.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we are ready and few seconds, maybe minutes from starting this race. There's only 13 drivers on the grid for now, so yeah, it should be interesting. We've got rain in the two other divisions, so I'm not surprised if there's gonna be any rain today.
Well,
So
no one can be surprised. It's Britain after all, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's Britain. So nothing surprising at all.
I think their session start time is still random.
The settings just not. I
Yeah.
think that's a now everything should be right. Um. Oh, why Diamonds and KJ just trying to confuse me with these settings.
Right now we are making small preparations behind the scenes. Make sure everything in lobby is as it's supposed to be. Always good to double check that stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, everything seems okay to me.
I think everything is fine. Oh, I forgot to tag everyone, yeah. I think we are waiting for someone.
Well, I think we can give you can give the drivers a go ahead to ready up, and we can just go. Everyone is here. We're not missing anyone apart from Humane, who said he will join in the quali.
So I think we are gonna be underway in a few seconds.
Yes. And as you can see from from the drivers that we have on the grid, most of them are from the double from teams. We are basically missing both Williams, we are missing both Alpines, we are missing both Aston Martins, and we are missing one McLaren. And speaking
And
of,
it's full wet!
hmm?
It's full wet conditions in quali.
Ooh, it's absolutely pouring down there from what I
I
can
don't
see.
think there's gonna be any dry chance. No, sorry, the sun to appear in this session.
Well, not in quali, yes. No, I don't think we will see any softs here at any point of this. I will be interesting to see what our drivers will pick. Whether will they go for wets or whether will they try and risk it on intermediates. So far, everyone is staying in the pits.
I think I'm bugged. I think my game bugged.
Oh yes, there's
Oh, no.
something.
Ah, it's on, half. Thank you, EA. Thank you, EA God.
Oh yes, I think it bugged for me as well for a bit because I was seeing everything, but
Maybe it was for
time wasn't
everyone?
running. Yeah,
Ah, that's possible. It's just EA being EA, be
yeah,
honest.
indie company.
But
Okay.
I think the conditions are gonna improve if no drivers are going out. So we got, I think, minimally like 10 minutes of talking without any action going on actually. So
Well, it will be interesting to see how this race will, because we only have one McLaren on the grid, but this is a debut race for Cash in McLaren. Unfortunately, Vabo isn't able to make it, so Cash will be driving independently, and we all hope he can have a pandastic race and truly channel his inner Pandonoris without causing any pandemonium. And I just hope my pants didn't open any Pandora box and spread a pandemic.
there he goes with the puns. Great. That was great puns. Great
As
sentence.
as I was saying that, we have already few brave people that are going out on the track on full wets. We'll see how will they fare.
The first one to go on a track is actually Haas of Mr. Haynes, who didn't appear in any race or Grand Prix since Belgium at the start of the season. So he missed 4 rounds of the season. And
Yes, but
you can lose a lot of points by just missing one race, and now just imagine missing 4 races. And even in Haas situation where they at bottom low with 41 points in the constructors. So
yes,
it's,
after this break, we will have to see if Hannes still has it.
I think he will probably his. He was kind of fast in D2. Definitely not the fastest though. I would wonder why he was promoted and not other D2 drivers. He's not the fastest, but I mean he can challenge D1 on a good day, even the faster drivers in front. And I think this is just gonna be one big fight between KJ and Grizzler, because Tom and that Star, how Starry said on the start of the stream, they're missing. So there's much more opportunities to appear on the podium, and maybe we'll see interesting, um, interesting things forming up even with the wet quali. So, Mr. Heinz is now going for a lap. He's the first one to start a lap, and Jamie Estro is asking, "What is the prediction for Paul?" I'll let you start, Study.
Well, you have to think it will be either KJ or Grizzler, yes, based purely on you know on the points, on the ranking, on stuff like that. Because well, Grizzler had one pole position, I think, in last in Canada, so he can be. Uh, he, like I said, he and KJ. I don't think there's anyone else will be a surprise, to be honest.
Still, we got the panda, red panda, on his debut, so he could get pandastic pole here
Exactly.
at Silverstone. So we'll see how the drivers forms up on the grid. As Heinz is completing the lap, going into the last three corners. Hard to get right in wet, so he's not struggling at all. He is struggling, as right as I said that, and he completes the lap with 1:40.9. I don't think that's a good time. Do you think this time will stand for this time?
Well, we'll see because now Aeroweb crossed the line with 1 second slower. So maybe the conditions are really bad. And oh, as we have a yellow flag, something
And
happened.
looks like Haas of
Fun.
Davito, and I think he was just letting cars by. I don't think there was too much to it.
Maybe. As Cash pits goes back into the pit, he was not happy with that lap that he had. And four drivers went across the line, and still, well, Hannes is still fastest. KJ is just slightly behind him.
So this lap from Mr. Heinz looks really good. I think Durain is as Diamonds goes fastest. That's a new one. I did not expect that for him to go fastest.
Well, there's not even half a grid
Stein
that
goes
went
fastest.
as yes, and order is now back in the works.
There's two things that can make this happen. The track is improving, or is it just pure raw pace in the wet conditions for these three drivers which are in 140s? As Arvab looks really fast in the last three sectors now. So, sorry, last three corners. So he could get across the line. Maybe another driver in 140s. No, he's in 141s. So there's not much other drivers on a lap. Grizzler is on a lap, and he slides off into the wall, and that's not DNF. He. I think he's a bit surprised. He did not break a wheel there, as KJ in the meantime goes fastest by merely 4 tenths from Stein. So I think the track is improving, and but I don't think there will be dry enough to go for slicks. Maybe for intermediates, but it's gonna have to be lucky for these drivers to go dry at all.
Well, judging by how the rain looks, on the background of the paddock, it looks like it's raining basically the same as it was in the start of the session. So maybe, maybe the track is getting a bit better because drivers are driving on it, but really the conditions aren't really changing much. So yeah, maybe even intermediates won't be a go in those conditions.
Well, it looks really interesting from the strategies. I would like to know the weather forecast for this race at, from the drivers on the track. I think KJ is gonna be in the chat. He could tell us. We'll see
We'll
the
see nothing on
conditions.
that.
I think the conditions are merely improving, but it's not by a lot. It's gonna be lucky for these drivers, even if we go on intermediates.
Yes, I agree.
So Arvep, I don't know if he was on a lap. Maybe he was,
Oh,
but no, he was out
you
lap.
already
Actually,
said it.
now pushing again. He was the one of the faster drivers now, one of the slowest. Um, it's almost impossible when you have some kind of pace this quali should be close between these drivers, because
Unfor-
it's
un-
D1 and it could be close. It's a short quali. You don't see much people do mistakes. Well, you see them do mistakes, but they have more more laps to do. One lap. So yeah. KJ, can you tell us the weather forecast for the week, or sorry, for the race?
Okay, as KJ is saying that this session should be red flagged, I imagine he's just complaining about the weather, about the rain. You're not made from sugar, deal with it. It's just the rain.
He's
Uh,
just not happy that he's not that fast, even though his rivals
well,
are not racing.
well, KJ is on provisional pole position, isn't he, right now? Full dry race and sprint, KJ said in chat.
So
So
we are
yeah,
gonna
that
get
means
some action in the sprint. This could bring us a very exciting quali and starting grid. As Erweb is now going through the three last corners, he looks faster, but it's gonna be merely a tenth. He's gonna gain there. He gained 2 tenths, 3 tenths. Well, I was about just right.
yeah,
As
as I'm watching Cash, and unfortunately, I think he invalidated his lap. So yeah, he will just have to go maybe for another one. There's
He's
or
he's just pushing the limit too much. He should
yeah, he's
just
proud.
get a safe lap in, so he's not gonna end last, and then he can go for riskier laps.
I
Because yeah,
I think now he can just bail out of this lap because there's still 7 minutes, so he can just pit in, put on new tires, go out, and then maybe have still time for 2 laps maybe or something like that.
I think he's not gonna have a new set. I think he used both of them, and I think you got only 2 sets of full wets for quali.
Okay, I'm not aware of that, so sorry.
No, I think I don't know either, but I think it's 2 sets or 3 sets. That's I don't think you get more sets for the weekend of full watts and intermediates even. So I don't know if he can put new pair on, but Davito looks really racy in the second sector. Um, he's gonna have a bigger downforce than everyone. I would like to know if someone is on a wet setup and if someone is on a dry setup. I mean, you can tell from the times who has lower wings, but as Davito goes third, and that was a really good lap from him, managing to get into top 3 with not completing any laps at the start of the session. I think Panda now settle up. He bailed out of it in a lap. Did he? He's recharging, so he did settle up as Grizzler goes fastest by almost 2 tenths. And
Really nice, really good time for Breather. Sorry, go on.
that's gonna be interesting to see the fight for pole, because KJ is gonna go for another lap too. So I think there's no one other who can match their pace. So it's just gonna be between KJ and Grizzler really. No other. Steen goes fastest. I take that back immediately as I said it. Steen looks really racy in these conditions. I think the track should be improving, or there's another option that the track is there's forming a dry line between after the guys. So yeah, it looks really interesting, and I think it's not gonna be intermediate because these drivers would not go out if they would see there would be intermediates.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You see that it's the rain really doesn't stop. But what would you do in a situation like that? Like you have a full wet quali and then a possible, dry race. Would you go for more of a dry setup or more of a wet setup?
I would go for dry setup 100%, even if the
Yes.
sprint would be wet, because if you take it like this, the Grand Prix is long and you can make up more positions than possibly quali. A sprint is debatable on it. Um, I would see how long is the Grand Prix and uh, the sprint. But here in Britain, I would surely go for dry setup, even with a wet sprint and wet quali. What would you go
KJ
on?
is on the lap. I also would go for dry. You know, the points you get for you get points for a race. So it's most importantly what's the weather in race. So yeah, that's what I would go for.
So we are sharing the same opinion as KJ goes across the line. He does not go on a pole, and this looks. It could be even more interesting than I thought it would be. So the drivers challenging for pole is now Stein, KJ, and Grizzler. Davito looks also fast, but not fast enough. Etem Ulsoy completes the lap, nowhere close to guys in front, 3 tenths from Grizzler. So this is gonna be really, really interesting, to say the least. So
And Cash is finishing his lap. I think
he
he's like
invalidated.
almost to. Oh yeah, he just invalidated. Yeah.
So no lap for him. Do you think it's a bug in the spectator mode when I see all the guys lock up in every turn? I think it's a bug now.
Lockup. I don't know. Sorry, there's so much spray and
I
rain
always
on
see
my
like
on
lock
my
up from the
screen, so
guys
I
in
don't
every
see it.
turn. If you can write on board with cash now, and you'll see they're getting lock up every turn when they break. And
Well,
I have to
it can
invite.
also be a skill issue.
It could be skill issue. That's
Humane.
um. Do you have him added? I don't see him in my friends now.
I
Maybe
just
he's
see if he sent.
offline, but uh, my
Well,
70 friends is gonna friends added is gonna be hard to find him.
well, no, just check under age. Yeah, it's alphabetically.
Um,
So yeah.
I don't think I have him.
Oh, it's not.
It's not
Oh, you.
alphabetically. That's even more. Um,
I don't have it. Unfortunately, I wrote him. Okay, I
I
think he got it. Never mind.
and you
I
left.
think he got
You, you left the session for some reason.
Well, as we finish the qualifying. Oh no, I've sorry. I think the I've got disconnect.
Yeah, you can turn right back in. I invited you, and I don't have invited Taymane. I think he's in. Someone else invited him. As a Panda guy is now gonna finish his lap. It's not the fastest, but still it's a rain, so he's gonna be happy about any position. He goes 12. As there's every driver is on a lap, so this is gonna get interesting. Um, it looks like Steen is not on a lap, so Steen maybe did some goofy mistake, and now he's not gonna do another lap. So KJ is a big threat to Steen. Even Grizzler improving by a lot in the first sector. KJ improved by 3 tenths in the second sector. He is totally on to get the pole. Now he goes across the line. He goes 2 tenths faster than Stein. Tyler goes second fastest. Grizzler is also on a lap. He's one of the fastest. For now, it's front low lookout for the Alfa Romeos. So this is gonna get even more interesting, as a lot of drivers are not gonna go for another lap. So, what can you do, Grizzler? Are you gonna do this lap and set a pole? Stein did not do great enough lap. He's gonna probably he can't do another lap. Well, it's Alfa Romeo lookout And Grizzler looks really racy in his Red Bull. He lost it, but he goes for pole even when he lost the final turn. So Grizzler is now on a pole. I don't think KJ KJ is not pushing. He's losing a lot of time, and for now it's only 1-3 for the Alfa Romeo. Um, and Haynes, I don't know, he's not on a lap probably. Diamonds is on a lap. He is improving by a lot. He could maybe challenge the top 5, but I don't think that's gonna be a pole for this man in his Mercedes. He goes into the final 3 turns. He is faster than everyone else. Is he gonna get this rightly? Now he goes across the line and he goes 5th, as I expected. And I don't think there's anyone else on a lap. So it's Grizzler on a pole, KJ 2nd, Tyler 3rd, Stein 4th, and Diamonds 5th.
Could you please invite me again? My game crashed, and I didn't want to spoil
Yeah,
the
yeah.
finish of the qualifying, so I was just staying silent.
Here is it.
But yeah, Grizzler evidently spoiling the Alfa Romeo party, and just claiming this pole. We'll see how it will pan out in sprint.
This looks like very interesting race is ahead of us, um, but not the drivers that are expected to do uh, the best. I mean, I'm not counting in KJ and Grizzler, but there are some drivers that would they have the potential to go faster, but maybe the wet conditions are holding them back from going faster here. So we are gonna start the sprint in a few seconds.
Yes, and Grizzler is really claiming also claiming his claim, but he really tries to capitalize on Death Star missing this weekend, and we'll see. It's with sprint you have more points on the table, so this may come really crucial at the end of the season.
And pretty much everyone is on for the points. There's only 14 drivers out of 12 you get points. So still, I think almost every driver can um, get points when they're gonna be fast in a sprint. Um, it's gonna be interesting to see how much drivers choose what setup. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Now ahead, sprint and race. They should be dry all the way till the end. So I think we'll see some interesting battles happening in the front and even in the back. And pretty much everyone is for a podium here. I think it's almost expected that KJ and Grizzler are gonna be P1 and P2. So there's just one place to take on a podium and 2 places to take in the top 5. When Deadstar and Tom is racing, there's not much chance you will get a podium in here. So,
Yes,
who
and
do you
I've
reckon
seen
could get a podium in this race and sprint?
well. Well, it's definitely between Grizzler and KJ. They've showed it in qualifying. Well, and the third place is basically up for grabs for anyone. So it's hard to say in who could really be this third guy. It can be Diamonds, it can be Steen. He showed in qualifying. He can be Cash, maybe Panda can pull something out of his bag. So from behind, so we will see. Maybe Hannes, maybe he had a break. He will show something else. Uh, Etemulstoy, also fast guy. So it's this the I think the top two spots, barring any incidents, are locked. It's between Grizzler and KJ, but everything else is up for grabs.
It's gonna be interesting indeed. I think we are gonna get underway in a few minutes and few seconds time. We are getting underway now, so I did expected it nicely. So there's gonna be formation, then 9 laps sprint. Well, you can say 10 laps really, but I think it's pretty much only 9.
Yeah. As I
So
think only Arweb went for medium tires. Yes, everyone else is starting on softs. Uh, Yesterday race proven that softs are performing better in the sprint than mediums, so will be interesting if Arweb knows, you know, can make them
I
work.
I can say from the experience from yesterday, these softs are not the fastest in the closer 2 laps times, but the mediums are not better than the softs. So you're just like not even faster than these softs. You're on the same level maximally. So mediums not looking too hot for the sprint. So it's gonna be more interesting in the race. You can go a lot of strategies here. Of course, you can go softs to hards, hards to softs, mediums to hards, hards to mediums, and you can try a two-stopper, but that's almost impossible to pull off in these games, just because of the tire wear. It would be nice to have like 75% races uh, for bigger strategies and bigger table to take the strategies from. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting indeed.
Yes, as we have request in the chat to spectate P1 from the broadcast view from the start. We will try and make that happen for you because we're nice guys.
I'm gonna
So yeah.
try it happen. I don't have too great experience with the broadcast cam. It always switches to a bad place, or you don't see really the start then. So I always like to spectate onboards, but I mean, I can try it. There's not gonna be much to it if I don't. So Steen
Um,
gets
yeah,
disqualified, or
qualified.
Stein. It's hard.
Uh,
It's hard for me to
yeah.
pronounce it. Both
Well,
Ferraris
both
disqualified.
Ferraris show that parking is really hard.
And look at the broadcast cam, it's just.
Oh, I have a
Oh,
really nice
now.
bro.
And when it's lights out?
Yeah, lights out.
Now it's lights out.
Ah,
Virtual safety car.
which- Oh my God, not
Oh my
again.
god, the game.
We didn't we didn't had problems in D3. We didn't had problems in D2. Everything seemed fine. So it's weird. It's weird to see it happening.
It's pretty much a rolling start procedure now, with virtual safety car being here. Um, the delta times still it's gonna be close.
As as KJ as Tyler
Tyler
over his
did
picture.
make up place to KJ. He had to get great start to get the position up, and Optic Jamie did the same on Milan. So still looks like it's gonna be interesting.
Yes, well, D1, so maybe the race control decided to, make their life a little easier, make a rolling start. So maybe that's the case. I don't know. That's only
I think
speculation.
the virtual safety car is now ending because every diver is pushing to the limit, and um, it's gonna be interesting to see what these drivers are gonna do. As Diamonds had a that was a bad restart, worse restart you can get, as Davito puns into Etem and spins around. His curse is still on, pretty much. Um, So Diamond is now have more breathing space than um, before, as Tyler still remains in the same place. Stein is in the same place. Diamonds is actually falling back from the guys in front. So he's not on for a podium, but I mean he could get faster over time. Stein is pulling a bit to the KJ in front as he, I think, slided a bit because of his brake bias being badly set, but
As there was a little contact, I think, between Milan and Optic down for where they fight for 10th spot. Optic still ahead of Milan. It would be interesting to see if Alpha will try and do some kind of team orders to maybe Tyler let through KJ, so that he can have a go at Grizzler. We'll see how will this unfold.
I think team orders sounds like bad idea as Panda guy picks up 3 seconds time penalty. That's not the greatest. Um,
Well, he just needs to get his bearings on the track, I think.
yes, it was Jamie. And I think there's not gonna be any team orders whatsoever. Tyler looks even faster than KJ, which you don't see very often. Teammates being this close to each other, even like fighting with each other. So it's gonna be interesting to see, really. Um, but KJ is falling back from Tyler. So Tyler looking really fast in wet conditions, and even here the in the sprint,
I would
Grizzler
like
is not pulling away at all. Yeah.
I would like to point your attention to the back of the pack. There's like a big fight for 11th for 11th place between four cars.
Yeah, so now Panda goes wide, and he's gonna have to do more about it, as Heymoni trying to make up places from missing quali. He's trying to get to them, but I think Optic Jamie is burning, and the two Captain Lags go on it. They're like lagging a lot. They like it, I think, lagging. Well, oh, sorry, that's Milan. That's not Diamonds. That's just Force's habit. Diamonds Racing and back of the pack. Force's
As
habit.
you said, there's a contact I think between that, or was it just a board? Something got broken there. There's still fight between Diamonds and Atom, but Diamonds is not giving up this fifth spot.
I think who would give up these nice points, even in the championship. Diamond's not looking too hot in the championship, but he smells a lot of points here, even from the Grand Prix and from the sprint. So he's gonna defend it with his life. He's gonna pull Alonso in Brazil. Sorry for the spoiler, but yeah. Is it
It's in the
okay?
script.
Is it okay if I spoil some Brazil?
No, I haven't watched the race.
You don't
So
want me to spoil it, so
yes, please
okay, I'm
don't.
gonna use it from different races. So I'm not gonna spoil it too. I didn't make a big spoil out of it, so you're alright.
No worries. As we still have fights for this 10th place, the guys are really going at it. It's a real dogfight.
As
But it's still...
Meister Heinz does not have front wing. His front wing does not exist. It's almost like invisible code from Harry Potter, but he broke it. He did not find it and wear it. So he's gonna
Exactly.
lose a lot of time, and he's dangerous driving this, and he's gonna have to pit. There's no way he's gonna finish this in high position, even if he's doesn't pit. as Ervet pick up 3 seconds time penalty, and NSO Bird looking really racy behind Ervap, as Etem Ulusoy also looks really racy behind Diamond. Steen has the most comfortable position out of them all, not being in one of DRS. He's not catching the guys in front. But KJ actually somewhere, I don't know where, but overtook Tyler. So
Yeah, and they lost a bit of time to Grizzler. He's now 1.7 second ahead, out of the DRS range. So we will see if the Alfa Romeos will try and work together on the DRS. As Mr. Hans is still going through the track, and like our friend said, our friend Husky said, there's no sadder view than a man with no mustache. So hopefully he will be able to go into pit and change it as soon as possible. But it still puts his race in the mud, unfortunately.
I think he's doing a pretty smart move there. By not pitting, he's saving those tires for Grand
Oh,
Prix,
okay.
which is,
Oh
I
no.
think, it's more interesting. I didn't thought about it as you before. I didn't think like yeah, I just didn't know it, but it just came to my mind. You gotta
Yeah,
save those tires. So he's doing a smart move by not
he
he
went to
pitted.
pit.
He pitted.
Yeah, he pitted.
Well, he's not doing a smart move, but I think they have a lot of softs from quali actually, so I think there's no
Yeah.
problem with pitting.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's no real use for softs in the race.
yeah, you can use maximally like 2 of them. Tyler still looks really racy behind KJ. Looks like he wants to pass him. Um, it would be nice to have some team orders, but it does not look like they're happening. But
Well, team orders already happened. KJ is in front, so team orders would be basically Tyler, stay behind.
I think it is, but Tyler is not getting
As
nowhere close.
Diamonds.
As Diamonds picks up the pace and overtakes Stein, and now Stein has to worry about a man, Etem Ulsoy, behind him, who looks really racy today, but not making up any moves at all, even though he's on a great pace. But now we are heading to the later stages of the Grand Prix, and you don't overtake that much in the later stages just because the tire is insane. But you're gonna be happy if you just make some moves. So it's gonna be interesting
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah, for now Diamonds shines bright like a diamond. So yeah, it's going really well for him, and he will try and just stay in the fourth in this spot.
There we go again with the pads, but I like them.
Well, I have to keep up.
I did only one pun here, so.
I have to excuse me, I'm sorry, I have to mute myself for a second. I got a phone call
Yes.
this time.
So, Diamond is gonna have to defend like hell these 2 remaining laps, pretty much 2 and almost a half remaining, as Milan picks up 3 seconds time penalty uh, for the race. He's not the first, he's not gonna be probably the last. He could be the last, but now Stein looks still really racy behind Diamonds, and Etem is looking even more racy behind them. So this could be still really interesting battle for these positions. As KJ is now in the DRS of Grizzler. Grizzler used all of his ERS, so KJ is on to try and make some aggressive move on Grizzler on the last lap. Grizzler has to save a lot. He's not gonna have to use. He's using though, but only on the start of the straight. So it's gonna be interesting.
Okay, I'm back.
Alright, as I've seen some damage maybe between them, but that's almost impossible. As Haynes sets new fastest lap, he's on new tires, so it's nothing interesting whatsoever. um, attempt looks like he bought it off, but Stein looks really racy behind the Mercedes of Diamonds, and Diamonds is gonna stop shining when Stein is gonna make a move, but Stein is not making any move whatsoever for now. He got one more lap to try, but now the more interesting battle is between Grizzler and KJ. Um, KJ catched up to Grizzle, so it's gonna be interesting to see what KJ wants to do. Both of them are pretty much low on ERS, and KJ slides a bit off, so maybe it's not gonna be overtake here. He's pulling and pulling, but it's just not enough to get close to him, as
Also, I
Stein
think, yeah,
is
overtaking.
not making
Sorry.
any moves. Yeah, go on.
I think just over. Oh, as Han is retired. Yes, overtaking here. I think everyone is waiting for this last DRS straight. So because overtaking here means they can, get counter overtaken with their.
As Grizzler looks really, this is almost inevitable overtake from KJ here. So,
Yeah.
um, what will we do to
Grizzler
defend?
is a skipping bear here.
Yeah. And KJ makes the move. Um, no response whatsoever. He's gonna have to try now again, and it's not enough. KJ is gonna go across the line to clutch this sprint,
Ooh.
as Ervep retired for some reason, but KJ
But
wins the sprint. Grizzler is second, Tyler is third, and that was great. What happened between
well,
Ervep and the guys there?
Airweb was fighting with NSO Bird and he just went into the wall. I'm not sure if there was a contact or he lost grip, but he said hello to the barrier, unfortunately.
It's only a sprint. You're gonna lose some points. I think he was 9, but still, you're losing some points. But
As I also think, as the Panda was I think he crashed with Milan on the last turn. I think there might also be a contact there, but we will see later.
so here's the sprint results for you. I'm gonna have to go to gaps to see. I don't know where do you see them though. You don't see the gaps. Oh, now you see them. Ah, good. So here's the sprint results.
Okay, I'm recording the clips of the racing director, just in case. Yes, so we will see how it will pan out in the race. As we all thought, it will look in the sprint. It was between Grizzler and KJ. We will see if this will be the same case in the race, or maybe someone else will come in the mix.
It's gonna be interesting to see, but you can pretty much tell how's the Grand Prix gonna play out um, here in Silverstone by just watching the sprint. Um,
Mm. Oh, can anyone tell us? Is there any chance of a rain in race? What's with Mark predictions? What does his crystal ball says? As I'm also taking a peek into race director, and it looks like there's two strategies that are prevailing, one more than others, but I don't want to spoil anything, so to not influence any decisions for of our drivers that may be listening?
I think they can look at the race director themselves, so
Oh,
you
okay.
you can tell it. There's there's no
Okay.
strategy whatsoever. They
Well,
can look at it.
so far, yes, as you also turned on the race director, there's top three on hards. So we'll see if diamonds on mediums will try and put a little chaos, a little pandemonium in front.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting this grid. Diamonds did make up one place in this sprint, which is not good for him, but I mean, he's gonna be happy about the fourth place. I don't think he can match the pace of Tyler and the guys in front. So he could be on a podium, but it's really unlikely with this pace um, of the guys. So there's a lot of hard tires, but I think it's mixed a lot. So
Yeah. We, we will have to really see if diamonds is as hard as they say and Grizzler won't chew him.
yeah, we'll have to see.
I'm sorry. The sadness, I just can't stop myself.
I don't know, but it sounds funny in my head. So for me,
Well,
it's
I
funny.
hope it sounds funny for a lot of other people as well. So yeah.
yeah,
As we start for the race, as we start and wait for the race, it's not much to say either. Apart from basically top three is still the same as in the sprint. It's just Grizzler and KJ swapped places for the race compared to the sprint start.
Diamond
And
swapped places with Stein
with
also.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we will see how they will do on the other side. I really prefer starting on the outside usually, but that's because of my skill. I just like to go wide and avoid any possible
Yeah, a
any
lot of drivers like to start on the outside.
yeah.
Um, Even when we were talking with Husky in his sprint, I could have overtake Jay Morris if I pushed more, but Husky said stay in position. We have to start on the outside. It did not help me in the end, but it was better started for me. So yeah.
Let's just hope, as Diamonds in the chat hopes his internet hangs on. We just hope that no dog will interrupt his race.
The only one who can pretty much interrupt his race could be Stein and Tyler, and some other drivers also. But that's if his internet holds on.
Well, we hope we do. We hope it does.
Yeah, we need some racing here.
Yes. As Rice and Jamie Hester are propping up one and only best division in this whole league, D3. So yes, I agree with you guys. But now today we are in for D1 action. Those are some best of the best, apart from few the best that are missing, but still. And we'll see if it will be if it will be like sprint. Maybe there will be more safety cars. Hopefully not on start. And maybe this will mix things up. But I think historically Silverstone isn't a safety car track. What D3 proved, because there was no safety car or virtual safety car in the before mentioned best league in the world.
Yeah, we'll have to see what's gonna happen in this race. KJ is pretty much the first Verstappen here of this division with other drivers missing, and Tyler and Grizzler is pretty much Lando Norris. So that's the equivalent to real 2023 grid, or second half of the season, should I say more. Um, so yeah, The top three starting on a hard diamond, trying the medium strategy. It's gonna be interesting to see. We'll get the position change up.
And we will see if all the drivers know how to park this time.
I think they do.
Yes, no, yes, that is impressive to be honest. Yeah.
And it's bugged again, so...
Oh,
Oh, no, it's lights out, and away we go. KJ gets a great start, but Grizzle gets an even better start of the line. Grizzle now leads the Grand Prix. Now, Diamond is in big trouble, but he's making the trouble to
what a
Tyler
move!
now. Diamond now on for a podium, fighting with Tyler all the way to the straight here. Atom is picking up some great slipstream from Tyler, but it's not gonna be enough. Stein losing a place to these guys. Diamonds now shining like a diamond. He's in up 3 first time
He's
this
flying the
season.
flag for the regime, so yes, he will try and hold on to it. We'll see if Tyler will let him keep this place, or maybe Atom will have something to say about this. As Hans is 5 spots from the start. Oh, and Cow Panda. Unfortunately, there was something wrong happened. He's unfortunately really back in the pack as we missed that.
So KJ getting the bad start of the race. Um, it's interesting if you want to really lead into it. So I think our Panda set wrong brakes or did something with them, and now he's 16 seconds behind, which is almost a pit stop
Yes.
on this track. As now
As Hannes is really, really aggressively moving still. He's up 7 places now and he's not looking behind him. He's only looking ahead of him.
Diamond, Haynes is having a great comeback here. Of last place, picking up only something as Panda retired, so every McLaren is pretty much out. And
Unfortunately, no more
now,
Panda punts. I got bamboozled by this race.
yeah, as Haynes is trying to move up front, there's no moves whatsoever happening. As Diamond is really trying to keep his third place. I said a podium is unlikely, but here we are. We are at the start of the race, so there's not really. It's
Yeah.
not confirmed, but
But
um,
he's out of the DRS range of Tyler and he's still in the DRS range of the cars in front of him. So yes, he's really
maybe
showing
it's
up
the
those big moves.
mediums, but
Yeah.
it's really debatable if the mediums looks better than the hards. So yeah, we need to see. But Diamond sets the fastest lap of the race, and he's on fire. He's flying.
Yeah, maybe it's because, like we said, yeah, those 2 guys, Grizzler and KJ, and then the rest of them, and that it's Diamonds because he's on mediums, and he's now trying to capitalize on that. Maybe well, we will see if he will try to go long for softs, then maybe, or I doubt that. We will see then. What lap he will decide to pit for hards.
I mean, he could carry even those mediums to pit on the softs, but it's almost impossible. So yeah, um, we'll have to
Oh,
see.
as we have an inside info from our pit lane reporter that unfortunately Cash had a force feedback and brakes issue, and that's why he was forced to retire.
Yeah, and that's not the greatest debut to him. But you always have to remember Piastri's debut, and now look where he is. So that's the greatest equivalent to this. So We are on the
Ooh,
third lap now, as Milan did some goofy mistake now, and uh, he's pretty much out of the gaining position, as Diamonds looking really faster than the two, I would say, esport pace drivers in front of him. Um,
as Jamie spun as well on the turn.
so yeah, not the greatest for these three. But Grizzler loses a place to KJ now, and Diamond looks really, really racy behind the mirrors of these guys. So it looks really, really interesting, to be honest. Diamonds could be on to win, but yeah, we don't know.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, let's not get ahead. Still here's KJ and Grizzler. Both of them. Wait, only one of them is HDR F1 Grand Prix winner.
As
So
as Ethem makes move on Tyler, there's like there's a group of cars that Tyler is surrounded by mediums. He's hounded by them now basically.
and they're gonna be in his nightmares if he loses all of these places. And Heymane is gonna make those nightmares with Mr. Haynes. Uh, it looks really interesting with those mediums. You can do a lot than the hards, so
Yeah, and to answer your question, Jamie, yes, Cash DNF'd. He had a force feedback and brakes issue, and he DNF'd in EP.
yeah. So now, Diamonds, he's not even looking laggy. I don't want to jinx it, but I think that's the first
Oh, you
race.
do.
I don't see him lagging.
And that's it. We have basically top three, and then there's like there's this DRS train up to the back of the pack.
And there's
Eleven.
then we can say it's the top three and then midfield drivers.
Yeah, like a peloton, like in cycling.
Yeah, yeah. So Diamonds is just staying behind, watching this show as Grizzler gets up front of KJ. Nicely done. Not a problem in that overtake. But KJ now goes deep, and I wonder if that's gonna open the doors to Diamonds, but it does not look like it's gonna open the windows. Maybe doors, but windows no.
Mm. No, unfortunately, as Heinz is starting to getting a bit back to losing a bit of time through Steen. He's now getting out of DRS range, and this might play right into the hands of NSO Bird, who will try to leapfrog through the Haas and join his fellow Ferrari.
Yeah, the mediums looks like they fall off as Diamonds go for the move on KJ. Now side by side on the old pit straight. Is it gonna be a fight on two corps? No, Diamonds probably lifted or did not burn any ERS, and that was really, really interesting to see. Oh my god. I didn't think I'm gonna see a moment where um, Diamonds is fighting with top 3. But
AJ didn't get DRS from Grizzler.
he did, he did, he did.
Oh, he did? I thought
I've
was-
seen
oh,
he did.
Sorry.
But yeah. Where is Grizzler from? Is he?
Woods?
Is he? Where is he from?
I don't know. I think he has a world map on.
Yeah, so we don't know him, but it's KJ's and Diamond's home race here, and I think there's gonna be some drivers also home racing here. So
We have we have four Dutch. We have at least four Dutch people in this lobby.
Four Dutch people.
Yes,
I only know Stein is Dutch. Jamie is Dutch.
Panda is also Dutch, and someone else is as well Dutch. Maybe Bert. I don't remember now. Doesn't matter.
Bert is. I don't think Bert is Dutch.
Okay,
Well,
I know, but I'm sure I saw four Netherlands flags.
yeah, we'll see at the end of the race. Now, closing these debates. Uh, what? Debate. As now, um, KJ is again in his DRS zone of Grizzler, and Diamonds also still in the DRS as Jamie picks up a 3 seconds time penalty. Um, and
Yes, I will
yeah,
have a look on the race director and just check maybe how are those guys looking on warnings. But it doesn't look like a top three. No, Grizzler has one warning. KJ is on two warnings, so he actually has to watch out. And Diamonds is clean,
as
hopefully.
Ervap retired with I think he did something with an
Bert,
SO Bird and its safety car, and if someone would start on a on a
that's
soft,
bad for hearts. Yes, but
that's
that might. Sorry.
yeah talk.
That might really play into the medium runners because I think they might be able to pit for hearts and just go to the end.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Maybe I don't think it's gonna be interesting to carry those hearts this low in clubs. You're gonna have a big advantage uh, than from the hearts. Someone could go mediums from the hearts or mediums, and then try softs, which could be a good strategy, but yeah, catching up 30 seconds is almost like impossible. So we'll see how the pitting goes as we are now heading to the pit entry.
I would be surprised if Diamonds didn't pit here.
As the hard runners are also pitting,
Oh,
maybe trying to make medium
oh,
slots. Diamonds pitted, and I think every driver is pitting. As only Stein stays out. Stein stays out, and it's the for now it's the only driver, and it's gonna be the only driver who stays out on old hards, and it looks like yeah, looks like hards going to mediums and mediums going to hards.
Tyler
Tyler,
put softs.
Tyler is on
He's
softs.
going for two stopper.
He's definitely going for two stopper. There's no possibility he can carry those softs 16 laps.
No. Azadar also goes for Davito is also going for softs. Milan and Optic also going for softs. So yeah, we will see Grizz and other guys just go for well, other hard runners go for mediums and medium runners go for as we expected.
Well, it's gonna be interesting to see these strategies. The safety car is gonna last minimally 2 laps, and then we get underway again racing.
I actually think, I actually think, without a joke, that now saying Diamonds might win this is not getting ahead of ourselves.
Mm,
I feel like he's in the best position with those hearts because even if mediums are to last whole race, hearts will be definitely better at the end of this run because it's what 16 laps.
yeah, we'll have to see, but
Yeah,
Diamonds is minimally on for a podium if he's not gonna do any goofy mistake. He likes to do that, so hopefully he's not gonna do that and he's gonna get the podium. I said it's gonna be impossible for him to get a podium, he's proven me wrong, and even more proven me wrong. So yeah.
Yeah, as we have another report from our pit lane reporter. Apparently, the R-Web's DNF was just his mistake. He collided with Ferrari, but I think it wasn't the issue with other driver or something like that. It was more of his, like he said, is his own words, skill issue.
Yeah.
Other drivers are still taking the scenic route among this. I think the FIA also wants them to just enjoy the sun in Britain while they can. So maybe that's also the reason for the safety car.
Yeah, maybe it is. There's a lot of people on the stadiums and the grandstands, so yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Safety car is kinda long here. I think we could get racing on
Yeah,
this lap.
yeah. I also think we should. I also think that everything is now cleaned from this
And
incident.
I'm gonna hurt
Safe.
your ears because Jamie Hester claimed e-rape. So I have to talk now like this for at least 30 seconds. But well, Stein is the only car who did not pit, and he's gonna pay the price, of course. Maybe he's gonna gain something at the end of the Grand Prix, but he's totally paying the price for now. And I want to talk normally now, to not ruin everyone's years. And the safety car is in this lap, so we're gonna get underway now.
Wow, we need another 1500 points for that, Jamie.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not for free.
It's not for free. You're not getting free. And
Oh my god.
Shindy suit it. Yeah, you can do it now.
So maybe for diamonds. He can win this race. I'm a believer. He can win this race. I don't remember lyrics of my own song, and that is embarrassing.
And Stein is still not going for it. And now he goes for it. A bit of a slide from him, but this restart was not bad at all on those used tires. He's gonna be happy to keep them. So now Chrysler is gonna make the move as soon as he can, and hopefully KJ is gonna. As Diamonds is now third. Something happened to KJ. KJ spun. KJ spun around and has a damage. KJ spun and now is a damage. Grisler
Milan
makes
has
the
no
pass
wing.
for the first position. Diamonds is gonna be next to pass Stein, but Atom is gonna try to make a move on both of them. They're again side by side, two cops, but Atom is lifting. Diamonds is going for it on the Ferrari into the cops, but he loses 2 positions, 3 positions in the meantime. So that was not the best move he could have done. And now Mr. Haynes having the greatest comeback of his life from P14, now in P4, 10 positions he did. Atom is now second. Stein is gonna try to hang it around the outside. Is it gonna work for him? It did work for him. As Mr. Haynes is gonna try some moves on Atom here around the outside. It's just not gonna work out for him. Davito retired, and it's a virtual safety car. Oh, and it's another retirement for Davito.
It looked it was very hectic, but from my screen it looked like someone body checked Davito, but I'm not sure if it's lag or not, but he just went flying into the wall. Going back to KJ, I think there was a crash with Milan, because Milan is now going back into the pits and they are changing his wing. So a lot of stuff happening after this restart.
Yeah, a lot of things happening, and hopefully we're not gonna get as hectic a start as we get now. because it's on a virtual safety car. But the grid looks kinda close to each other. Um,
Uh,
so uh,
Apart from Grizzler, who's like miles
Grizzle
ahead.
did capitalize on guys behind fighting, and now, and I think
Yeah.
we are getting underway anytime soon. And Diamonds actually stayed third, and now he's gonna want to make the second place. And when's the safety car ending?
No. Oh. What? It it ended for a second and now it came back. And, okay. Let me
Okay,
so.
it's now for it. So Etam is gonna try the move around the outside. It's just gonna work out for him. It did work out for him. Diamonds now out of the podium places. And Stein is hanging greatly on those used hard compound tires. Uh, the RS is enabled finally. So now we are gonna get some interesting races. Stein is gonna lose a lot of positions on those used hard. That's no new thing
Still hanging
whatsoever.
there. He's still hanging there. Oh, as Haas is trying a move, Mr. Hans on Diamonds. And there was a contact, a little bit of slide, but Diamonds is still ahead. As I think, the sun is shining in Britain, but I think dark clouds are coming over Diamonds. As Davito just reported, he got sideswiped by him. So this will be interesting for stewards to take a look at.
So now the podium fight is pretty much for two positions on the podium. But don't count out KJ just yet. We still got half race distance, and he's not slow at all. He's catching up, but he's not catching up as quickly as he would wanted to. Now Diamonds is gonna try to make a move on Stein. I think this could be easy move around the outside. He's gonna try, and he's trying to do it, and he did it around the outside pretty
Very
easily.
Yeah, as Death Star is asking what happened to KJ, and well, it's only speculation, but I think he collided with Milan because as we have another blue flag, blue, green, yellow. Sorry, we have another collision.
As Heymani goes into the pits, and side by side going Mr. Haynes and Stein. Ooh, as a bit of a power slide from Mr. Haynes and a look up, and he's gonna have to try again. Another time, maybe on the straight. Looks like Steen is out of the RS range. Haynes is gonna make this pass. This was pretty easy pass. Around the outside, pretty much. Not around the outside, just on the straight. As Diamonds actually catched up to Etam. Um, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see. I don't think Diamonds is gonna go for a win now. His pace is pretty strong, but Grizzler looks like too fast too.
We'll see if the mediums will fall off. That's basically the real question here that Atom and Diamonds will be asking themselves. If I was them, I would try maybe to collaborate, exchange DRS few times, maybe try just not to lose as much as little time as you can to Grizzler.
Yeah, but don't count out KJ just yet. He's now 7th in 3 laps time, going from last to 7th. Maybe he has a front wing damage. We shall have a look to see. I saw some debris flying, but no, his front wing is like untouched. So still, we are racing. We gotta spectate Grizz. Oh, we gotta curse Grizzler.
We gotta curse. Well, we don't have to curse Grizzler. This race is won. He won it by himself. It's basically what those mediums are not gonna wear at all. So he's just got really plain cruising, especially with KJ in the middle pack. He's got like plain sailing to the finish line. Nothing can absolutely happen to him whatsoever.
As Diamonds left the session, and I'm gonna go spam him with invites because
Okay.
he's not gonna be happy about that. I'm gonna
As
spam him a
his
few times.
Yeah, as his AI unfortunately lost position to Atam also.
The AI is not gonna last too long to Mr. Haynes now. Um, and how can I curse that star when he does not exist? We are not cursing that star. As Diamonds is AI pits. So,
Oh
oh
no.
no!
Oh no.
What is this?
What? Why?
I don't
I
know.
I was disconnected. I got this funny story. I got disconnected on my pit lap, on my plant pit lap, and my AI didn't pit then. And if they put softs, well, yeah, softs in situation are I think okay, but still, what happened there?
Well, they gave out the podium to Etem also, at least. There's gonna be a bit of a fight between Haas and Ferraris. And KJ also is now in for at least podium. I don't think he's gonna catch up to Chrysler at the end of the race. So, yeah, it looks really, really interesting
Oh,
what
sorry.
KJ can do here. Mr. Haynes is having greatest comeback, pretty much maybe of this season, going
Yes,
from P14 to P3 in half race distance. Uh,
yes. He's definitely showing there are no stars on Silverstone.
yes. So,
Oh, as our pit lane reporter reports that Diamonds had a disconnect. Well, not no, he just wrote it in chat. Who am I kidding? But yes, unfortunately, Dog came into play. Anyway,
yeah, well, Diamond, he's not even in still.
yes,
I did send him a couple of invites.
maybe it's a big dog.
He's restarting. I think he's restarting his PlayStation or whatever he plays on. So Diamonds is not looking too good. Even the two Mercedes, they had fallen off real bad. He was on pretty much. He could win the race if he would try, but yeah, it could have been his dog, and it could have been the airplane of the PlayStation. Yes. I believe the PlayStation still sounds like airplane.
I don't know. I never had PlayStation. Well, I didn't. I never had like those new PlayStation. My PlayStation ended with PlayStation 2. So and then I
As NSO Bird makes a move on Mr. Haynes to go into the positions, and he's having greatest comeback too. Great comeback from him,
as
and it is gonna be fight between comebacks between these two, as Diamonds finally joined after losing pretty much positions to all the grid.
yes. And as we also I think a bit missed the Stein pit stop for softs. We'll see how he will fare now in this late stage of the game. As Tyler is also pitting from his softs. I assume just that will be for a new set of. No, they have mediums prepared. I think maybe don't have softs left. Oh, there was a wing. He also needs a wing change. That's why maybe he's pitting.
Well, a lot of bad things happening to a lot of drivers this weekend. But the one
Apart
who,
from D3 drivers, sorry, I had to put it there.
yeah, as Grizzler looks really good. Um,
Yes, already 7 seconds ahead. It looks like even if those tires were to fall off a cliff, this cliff is long enough for him to before he lands, he will get to finish spot.
yeah, and still we got 8 laps remaining here. and Mr. Haynes is using all of his ERS to catch up to NSO Bird, but NSO Bird is recharging, so it's just not
Yeah,
too
he's
good.
yeah, he's still close enough. I don't think burning his ERS when he's in Fury on a better tires later.
And now he's gonna
Oh, he's
try
going.
to
Oh,
go down the inside on NSO Bird. It's just not working out for him. No cheeky switchback incoming here. He's gonna have to try on the DRS straight here. And it looks like this could be easy move for Mr. Haynes. But Mr. Haynes go down the inside, punts NSO Bird out of the track. And this
KJ, KJ,
as
on the
KJ
outside.
also capitalizes on that, makes the
Oh,
move, and I think this accident could be looked at by the stewards after the race. But now, Mr. Haynes in the podium places, I don't think he's gonna hang in around very long because KJ is on a flyer. Still with 6 laps remaining, almost 6 laps remaining. Um, there still could be a chance for him to win, but Grizzler is only making a bigger gap as he goes down the inside on Mr. Haynes, making sweet, easy move and sweep. So he's gonna look his eyes forward to Etem and then hopefully Grizzler, but it's just gonna be, as I would say, fight from not direct fight between these two.
we'll see if KJ will be able to catch Atom on those versus card. They are all same age, 11 laps. You would imagine that at this point, his hearts would be performing better. So it will be interesting if KJ will be able with his skill to just catch Atom.
I think he's totally gonna catch him. He's just unstoppable after the spin. He's gonna be really angry about it. So now he's gonna push like crazy. But he's not gaining too much for now. Um,
Well, they are both on two warnings, so Atom's one mistake can put him already put him behind, but also KJ has to still look be careful while he's chasing.
and he's if he's not gonna do any dumb mistake, it's easy for him. Easy win, I think. There's nothing whatsoever that would stand in his way. But he's not catching Etam. Etam looks really, really good on those hards.
Gap stays similar. Maybe even is getting slightly ahead.
I think maybe those hards feels better than the mediums, and we have to count in that the mediums could be overheated and a bit more percentage on wearing because he spun out, and that puts a bit of percentage and heat on those tires, and it's not gonna help him. So yeah.
Yeah, as we have asked for penalties, everyone that shows penalties have 3 seconds, apart from Humane, who has 6 seconds. Oh yeah, you showed that.
I'm showing it. Always when someone's tells it, so I'm gonna show it. I think I can leave the penalties on. There's nothing much interesting there.
Yeah, there's not much. They're like fairly sticking to their positions. Maybe they're all just waiting for the end. As Hannes is still really low on ERS, really trying to recharge any of it, as from the looks of it.
But KJ is not getting any close to Etem.
Yeah, he's like we said, maybe those hearts are starting, to get better than those mediums. As basically, Atom is now really closing the gap on Grizzler. It's still, he's still like 8 light years ahead of him, but he is slightly catching up.
he would need to catch up at least 2 seconds per lap
Seconds.
now
Yeah.
to make the overtake. And we all know that's impossible if Grizzle is not just gonna make any big mistake. He can make smaller ones, but he's gotta watch out for the bigger ones. So Atem looks faster, but now Atem did some mistake, and now KJ looks a bit closer, and Grizzle looks a bit further.
Yeah. And Hannes and NSO Bird are still sticking up with them, with KJ. So we'll see if he can, how far he can
Uh,
pull them.
Mr. Heinz looks really, really racy in the house. I think, I think he could challenge KJ for the podium, but
Still maybe
KJ is on
that.
30 ERS percentage and Mr. Heinz is on 13, so it's not gonna help that. So KJ just by using his brain could be easy for him podium at least from spinning out in the lead to podium. So
Yeah. We'll see if Humane will want to go for the fastest lap. He just pitted for new softs, being already last. And fastest lap for now is Stien's, 28.1.
he's gonna get if he's gonna get the fastest lap, he's gonna get the point for it. Even if you well, if you DNF, you're not gonna get anything. But every driver is now in the points, no matter what happens. In case, but not DNFing, of course. So yeah, we got 3 laps remaining, and
4.
Grizzler actually. Well, wait. Human is an AI output. No, he's
Yeah, it looks.
ghosted. Now he's ghosted because of blue flags.
Yeah,
So,
but he's sticking. Yeah, he's sticking to Grizzler.
well, he's gonna use the DRS to get the fastest lap of the race, which could be pretty easy. And he's gonna have to do another lap and try to get it. Well, there's not much racing action on the track. It's just pretty much watching uh, the drivers chase around each other without making any moves whatsoever. And
Yes. As Bird got he falls a bit of behind, he's not anymore in the DRS range of Mr. Haynes. As KJ is still around those 2.2 second gap to Ethan. So I think he will have to satisfy with third spot and just look for Hannes, who might still want to, have an appetite for the lowest spot on the podium. And also they still have to watch out for as they're all into warnings.
yeah, we still got 2 laps remaining. I mean, it does not look like anything's gonna change. Um, but Stein did not make the greatest call of his life. Those softs this doesn't look that great. Um, if Wood
Well,
wanted to.
he is 10 seconds closer to Bird than he was after he left the pit, but he just lost so much time because of this pitting that it's he just can't recuperate it. And Mars, you asked what's with KJ. He had a really good race until the safety car, and on the safety car restart, something happened. He got spun, and he was on the back, and yeah, he just had to fight his way back from there.
Even with
Last day,
only
he said.
even with only 13 or sorry 14 drivers, there were more incidents than D2, and that's a lot to take in, even from the you would say best division um, in the HDR. But yeah, shit happens.
D3.
yeah, shit happens, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, yeah.
Yeah. And as we're heading now to like 1.5 lap left for Grizzler, it doesn't. Yeah,
And
it looks so
new
comfortable.
thing, which is gonna be very interesting in the end. Mr. Haynes and KJ are leveled on ERS and like
Yeah,
totally leveled, and Haynes is gonna try to make a move, and that's gonna be the interesting thing to see between these two uh, in the closer stages, and it's gonna be just about time once Haynes is gonna make the move on KJ. So we are on
yeah.
the final
We
lap.
just watch only this fight because everywhere else there's like too big gaps. As something happened to Ferrari.
I think it's time.
Yeah,
That's
yes,
time.
and he's gonna lose position to
He,
Diamonds.
he spun out. He spun out in the final corner. So
Yeah,
now this is the best fight. We are gonna see um, Grizzler is gonna cruise to win. Ethan is gonna finish second, which is the best result. And let's watch these two drivers get it uh, on the track. Hey, and
yeah.
oh, both of them are burning. Heinz is getting closer than ever. He's gonna go down the inside on KJ. Gonna try to hang it around. Now side by side with KJ until the final corners. Now KJ tries to brake.
Inside.
Mr. Haynes is gonna complete this as Mr. Haynes is gonna go across the line on podium places. Wow!
What
What a
fantastic
finish!
finish.
Oh my god!
Fantastic
After
finish for
4
Mr.
racing
Haynes
missing,
on
he
on
did
his
it.
debut back.
Yeah, it's not his debut. He did
Well,
race in
I
Belgium. Well,
debut
yeah,
back.
if you mean like a debut race from not being here, yeah, that's
Yeah, I
right.
misspoke. You're
That
right.
was the best battle, and when we were looking at that battle, Grizzler finished first, Atom finished second, and Mr. Haynes finished third. Just
Yes.
900 from KJ.
And
And
Optic Jamie spun in the last corner, giving Tyler ninth place.
yeah, that was a great finish. Great finish.
Great finish. Also, really well. Big applause for Grizzler. There was after the safety car, the race was in his hands, and he didn't make any mistake. He stayed cool and he kept it to the finish line. Well, also big applause for Etem. So far, he raced 2 times, and his best position was ninth. So he will be definitely happy with the second place here. And yes, Hans, like we said, great fight until the end with KJ.
Yeah, and Davito wants me to hydrate. I forgot to bring water. Can you do it for me?
Of course. Okay.
So here's the podium, and it's a lot of nationalities on the podium throughout all the world, pretty much Europe. We got one Swedish guy on the podium, then we got one Turkish guy on the podium. We don't actually know where Grizzler is from, so
Yeah, but in the end, it's Grizzler who puts his 2 paws on the trophy.
yeah, great race from everyone. I think it was great to watch. So I think that's the end of the race. Great race. I think it could been better. It could been worse, but Yeah.
Yes, really interesting race. Really interesting race. A lot of fights. A lot of like twists, like in a good movie. So yeah, I hope we all enjoyed that.
Um, I think I'm gonna end it here actually. Um, so
Did you make a screen of
what?
race results?
I'm
Did you
gonna make
screen
it
the race
after
results?
after the race.
Oh, and you
Oh,
wanted
I
to
can
remind you of the
wait. I
replay.
can't save the um replay because I wasn't driving. So no replay for me. I'm gonna have to do
Unfortunate.
the thumbnail in TT. Well, uh, that's not thing to bring in here. Gonna end the stream here, and I think that's everything for me. Do you want to say anything, Starry?
Well, thanks everyone who joined us for this stream for this race, and as always, papaya forever.
Yeah, papaya. Well, everyone, have a nice evening and goodbye.